Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the March 2022 Hive Report. Put on your big boy and big girl boots because this is going to be intense. There is so much lurking in these hives. We're talking bees, brood, larvae, eggs, bees, mites. We're going to talk about words like swarm, swarm cells. Get ready. In the hive interface, we are seeing brood, lots of brood. It is springtime buildup. This is the time of year where the hives begin to explode. And that explosion, all that brood turns into all these bees. All these bees go out, gather forage, all the nectar, all the pollen, and they really start filling the hive. This is when we have to be on our game, our springtime game. Ladies and gentlemen, the hive wants to swarm. So you got to dive in these hives and you got to take care of business right now. Every hive we're getting into right now, we're seeing multiple frames of capped brood. So with multiple frames of capped brood, there is a lurker underneath those caps, and that is the Varroa destructor. That is a mite. In early March, we mite tested. We counted. And our counts were 0 to 2. This is before hatch out. March 15th, back in the hive, going through everything and doing more mite counts. After the hatch out, we saw the counts explode. 6 to 18. Now, if left untreated, these hives would collapse by about mid to late fall. We definitely don't want that, so let's take you down the road of what we're doing to manage our hives. Okay, let's look at this. This is how I mite wash my bees. I use the alcohol method. This method is mine. We need a bus tub, a strainer, an easy mite check, some alcohol, and a half cup, your measuring cup out of the kitchen drawer. Go get it. Let's do it. This is a brood frame just pulled left of center. It has open brood on one side. It has capped brood and open brood on another. It has nurse bees on it. It has new hatched out bees on it. I just tap it into the bus tub. All the flying bees will fly back to the hive. All the bees that do not fly, like the nurse bees or the bees that just hatched out, they will stay in the bus tub, and those are the bees I am going to mite wash. Now I place the frame gently back in the hive. I tighten up with my hive tool, press all the frames together so there's no gapping. Heck, that could be the tip of the month. No gapping on the frames, ladies and gentlemen. Keep those frames nice and tight. We're going to make our way over here to the bus tub OBs. We're going to get ourselves a scoop of bees, and we're going to take them to the pool. We're going to move this thing around a little bit, give it a couple taps. We're going to get the flyers out. We're going to get the young bees in the cup, a complete half cup of bees. The young bees do not fly yet. That's why I say don't panic. Remember to breathe. And there they go, off the springboard into the pool, ladies and gentlemen. Get the lid on. We'll get them capped up, and we'll give them a good wash. We're going to take the rest of the bees back to the hive. We're going to give it a gentle tap. Put them back in. I would like you backyard beekeepers to notice that these bees are not up on the phone, they're not in the lens, they're not on my hands, they're not stinging me. I'm throwing them in alcohol, I am shaking their frames. These are well-managed bees. These are queens that produce gentle colonies. These bees are an absolute pleasure to work. My kids work these bees, and it just makes the whole beekeeping experience that much more enjoyable. Lori and I are going to bust out about 14 mite washes as fast as we can. Get ready. It might seem like a blur. The first one was filmed in real time, but these are going to go fast so we don't bore you. All right? Hang tight. 11 mites here. You guys can see them. They're pretty easy to spot. 11 mites. Definitely need to treat. There was a request from one of the board members to be very clear about treating hives. I am very happy to do this. We are opening up Formic Pro. We are using scissors right here. Check it out. Scissors. Yes, scissors. There is a cut line on the package. So we're going to cut on the cut line, opening this up. Formic Pro, we are going to use the 2-pad knockout method on the bigger hives. We will use a single pad method on anything that is a single box hive, like Grady's. And again, to satisfy the needs of a certain board member, I would like to say formic acid is an organic acid that naturally occurs in honey. Formic Pro controls the vapor release of formic acid throughout the treated period. By the end of treatment, formic acid levels in the hive reflect what naturally occurs in honey when applied as per label. Thank you. Now, let's get this in the hives and save those bees. I'm wondering if a certain board member can run a safety check on the dangers of smoke to the beekeeper. Anyways, we're using our OSHA approved tongs to install the Formic Pro. And we're going to do, again, the knockdown method, which we'll be putting 2 pads between the first box and the second box. Remembering to open up the hives, no restrictions on the front of the hives. They must be open and ventilated properly. All right, let me speed this up for you guys because I don't want to bore you. I'm not one of those people that like to just talk to be heard. So let's clean up some of those frame boogers. Let's get those out of there. As long as the hive is open, let's clean it. Let's take care of it. Let's maintain it. Let's not lose our bees in the trees. Let's prevent swarming. Let's get more gear on the hive. Let's make sure the queen has room to lay eggs. Very, very important. All right, everybody, look at these frames, these pictures. This is a classic example of the hives getting full. This is where we have to give the queen more room to lay eggs, or we're going to be in trouble. These hives are full. Everything that hatches out is filled with nectar. And that little piece at the bottom, the bumps, that is drone comb. Wanted to get that to you guys. Got a lot of questions at the shop about drone comb. So that bigger comb is drone comb. We are reaching critical mass in this hive. The wax is pulled right to the edge. The nectar is pulled and filled right to the edge. And the brood, as it's hatched out, it is being filled with nectar. The queen is screaming for more room. More room, screams the queen. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Your attention please. A queen cell has been spotted. A swarm cell has been spotted. It is at the bottom of the frame, and it is building fast. What to do, what to do. You just scrape them out. You give it a pinch. You scrape out the larva. You get a little royal jelly on your finger, and delicious! Let's just move over a couple feet and breathe in the peace and the tranquility and look at another way of controlling swarms. These are splits. We do 5-frame splits. I take out 3 frames of brood, making sure one is an open frame of brood. That means eggs and larvae are exposed. And that's the frame I place the queen on in her queen cage. Get in here and check her out. Let's see what this queen is doing. I put that queen cage right there so we can get an easy look. And oh, watch out! Don't touch those bees! Oh wait, they're not your secretary's bees. These are Bill's bees. These bees are calm. They're not going to sting me. And let's get a view of the queen. Front row seats, ladies and gentlemen. The yellow dot lady herself. And again, yes, I'm using those OSHA-approved hive tools. You guys noticed. You caught me. Right there, in plain view. Springtime! Let's get the party started. Oh! What is that? Look at that! That is a pig bee! She is so big, so heavy, she can barely get through the door. I am in love. Look at that. Sexy, sexy bee. I wish I had 1 million of them. Now, with all the resources rolling into the hive, you guys must do hive checks, or your bees will swarm. So, get on with the spring party and do your hive checks. It is these lovely ladies that make these hives work and produce so much. These are some of the queens I brought home to do splits. Just wanted to show you guys the yellow mark. This is the 2022 queens. I'm feeding them a little bit of honey right now, just making sure that my ladies are happy. Your hives are full of these. Now get out there and go get them. For those of you that don't like honey, there isn't a thing in the world I can do for you. But for those of you that do, hallelujah! Now get out there, get into the bees, have a great time. If you have any questions, call somebody and ask. This has been the 2022 March Hive Report.
A message from the bees, very important. The March Hive Report contains mite washing, swarm control, requeening, splits, the use of Formic Pro. Label is law. Always use proper safety gear. All beekeeping was done with one hand. The other hand held the camera. That would account for some improper camera centering angles. Apologies for that. Gentle bees make just as much honey as feral bees with proper management. Nest spelling was intentional. Please be a responsible beekeeper. This means you are responsible for beekeeping on your property as well as your bees going to other people's property. You don't want to get stung in the face. Bees are livestock. Ask questions.